Good morning, folks, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm not really sure what look we're gonna do today, but I decided to get up a little bit early because yeah, like I got to get ready, y'all. I wanted to do one more video because this weekend is gonna be kind of hectic for me. I got eye exams tomorrow, and then I'm also gonna be taking like my first unofficial client again, trying to get my feet wet. I'm not taking clients full time right now. Give me a second. Let me see how this goes. I'm not really sure. So don't be in my DMs like, oh, you're taking clients now? No. Okay. So yeah. But we're gonna do like a little cutesy look. I've been really feeling mattes lately. I'm gonna start out with some SPF on my skin. Baby, put you some SPF on your skin. I don't care if you black, white, Asian. I don't care what the hell you is. You need to put SPF on your skin. Do not be feeling like, oh, because you black, you don't have to put SPF. Like, no, girl. I used to believe that too, but you definitely need to put SPF on your skin. You guys voted for us to discuss Supafly ghosting me. So that's what we're going to talk about today in today's story time. If you guys are interested, on my Instagram, I normally do a poll of which story time you guys want first. And then we kind of rock out from there. So y'all should definitely follow me on Instagram so you guys can vote on which story we're going to do next. But let's go ahead and hop on into this. So we're going to be using the Makeup Revolution pencil. You guys know I use this in every single video, but I have to say it because people be like, what you use? I don't know what type of look I want to do today. Y'all know I go through like phases of the looks and stuff I like to work with. So like a couple of years ago, I really loved shimmer, and now here lately, I want to say like within the past 6 months, I just been loving matte shadows. Like the way that they look has just been everything to me. But I know I need to get back into the shimmer, but I promise y'all, I think I'm gonna do a matte because I've been feeling myself with mattes. Using some of my favorite concealer to go in and clean them up. Y'all know how we get down. This concealer is legit like my favorite. Every day I try to use a little bit less and less because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to have to go and pay another $36 for it, but it's worth the money for sure. People that be going in with like all that damn concealer to clean up their brows, I be like, how in the hell do you make your products last when you be using all of that? Like, I don't know. I would like to know because they come out cute, but just like, girl, you use a whole bottle of damn concealer to clean up your brows. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. I don't know where to begin with this story because I honestly don't even know how we met. It just kind of happened type of thing. I bought a new car in 2017. Girl, that was probably, now that I look at it, like now I want to buy a house and I just kind of want to do bigger things. Like my house, not my house, my car is almost paid off, so that's amazing. But now that I think about how much money I put into buying a brand new car, it was probably the dumbest thing because I already had my Chevy Cruze, so I traded in my Chevy Cruze to purchase a new vehicle. It was not the smartest thing. I should have paid off the Chevy Cruze and then, you know, went and bought the new car. But impulse, you know, I wanted to be in a new car. You know, I wanted to do that for my birthday, and I made sure my credit score was right, blah, 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 blah. But now, because I got like 1 more year left on this car, which is amazing, but because my interest rate is so low, I can't even pay the car off early. I have a 2% interest rate, so it's like even if I put an additional $200 towards it, it's only gonna shave off like 2 months, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's just, I want to buy a house. And now you look back on your past mistakes and you just be like, damn, because I feel like the money that I use for my car note could be used for like additional necessities around the house, or it could be used for a down payment. I don't want to wait another year. Like, I want this to be my last year and I'm moving into my house. Like, I'm gonna move into my house regardless. Like, it's time for me to buy a house for me and my children. But that money, had I waited, the Chevy Cruze would have already been paid off anyway. My thought process here lately has just been a little fucked up. I got a lot of shit going on, y'all. Like, for real, I'm gonna tell y'all in the next video, but I got a lot of shit going on right now. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills primer. But I said all of that to say, like, I know we young, we gonna spend the money fast and stuff like that, but there is so much that I wish I would have done differently, because yeah, you got a nice car, but it's like, girl, like, now you want things to be different because you're getting older, and I can't go to detail now. But anyway, I'm going in with my primer, but I went up there for like a routine maintenance, right? And I had kept seeing him because when I bought my car, I got like free oil changes and stuff. So I would go up there for like routine maintenance, and I would see him walk by. And of course, when I would go, because I would go at the crack of dawn. If anybody knows me, when I like shopping, even for my groceries, I have to go at the crack of dawn because I have anxiety and I don't like to be around people. So I go super early in the morning to make sure that I avoid people, because especially at Walmart, like, love your prices, but your people are a little bit different. Okay, so I really don't like to be in Walmart or any place where I feel like it's gonna be a lot of people. But when I go to these places early in the morning, I'm normally dressed like pretty bummy, because it's like, who out at 7 o'clock? Girl, he would. I know y'all always be asking me like what type of palettes I be using. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think the OPV Spotlight palette, anything that has like brown, some oranges, a little bit of pop of color, it's gonna be the perfect palette, everyday palette for you, because most of the colors I use you can find in this palette. Also the Car Beauty palette, this one right here, this is the Mind Trap palette. This one has several different colors, but I feel like it's a starter kit for you. So if you need something that just has like all your colors, definitely those two palettes if you're just starting out. I'm never going to encourage y'all to go out here and just buy, you know, a whole shit ton of palettes. I've never really purchased a whole shit ton of palettes. Mostly everything that I have, it was sent to me, and I literally still just dabble into like maybe 2-3 palettes. But yeah, those are the ones that I would highly suggest if you guys are starting out and you want to get you some colors, because everything that you guys see me use, you can pretty much find it in those two palettes. I'm gonna start out with some brown in my crease, just to, you know, I like brown as my transition color. I've seen people like take their shadow all the way up to the top of their brows. I don't know why, but I just feel like that don't look right on me, so I don't do that. And I'm gonna try patting this, because I seen a girl pat this and it came out so cute. So I'm gonna try patting it instead of swooshing like I normally do, like this. So when I would take my my car up there, girl, my friend also bought her car from up there, so we would know like all the people that work there. She'd be like, hey, did you talk to such and such today? Like our salesman and stuff. I'd be like, yeah, I talked to him or whatever. Or hey, they got a, you know, a nice little discount plan on tires, whatever the case may be. We would always chit chat when I would go, and I would always see him. He would always be walking by in his trench coat, and I'd be like, who the fuck is that? Like, I felt like the music would be playing like some jazz music, and the wind would just be blowing underneath the trench coat. Like, everything was just so right. And he had this thick beard. I love beards. He had this thick beard. It was well maintained. His hair was cut short. He wore like little gold rings and stuff. Not a lot, just like maybe like 1 or 2 or whatever. And my friend would go up there and she'd be like, girl, I seen your man today. So I'd be like, get his number. I'd be like, show him pictures of my Facebook, because every time I would go, I would be too bummy to even speak to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be in sweatpants, got my little fitted cap on. Like, I'm telling y'all, the way y'all see me right now, if you see me on the weekends, like, it's something completely different. People be asking me all the time, like, do you wear makeup every day? Hell no. I be looking crazy. You would not recognize me. I'm using that same OPV palette, and I'm going to go in with like the little bit of burgundy that's in there. Once again, I'm just going to tap and see if maybe we can get a better outcome. I'm all for trying new stuff, but like, it gotta be right, you know what I'm saying? But one day your girl happened to step, I can't remember where the hell I was coming from, but I was looking good, okay? Like, I was dressed up, my face was done, everything. Not to say you can't get a man or you should be insecure if your face not done, but I'm just saying I always look bummy. Like, I had sweatpants and a t-shirt on, so he never really noticed me. But when I stepped through like the main, because I think he was a salesman or like a sales clerk or something, whatever he was. But I stepped through like the main door because I had to go see my salesman about my car, which at the time I was thinking about upgrading again, because he said, I can upgrade you to the current year, blah, blah, blah. Good, thank God I was smart enough not to do that, because I was this close to doing that shit. So you continue to be in fucking debt. Jesus, I was stupid. I was so freaking stupid. You young, your mind just is not completely developed. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, allow yourself time to really develop, because you'll do some stupid shit. And nobody is exempt from doing stupid shit. We all have our moments. It may be in different categories, but everybody has their moments where they do dumb shit. This close to upgrading to another car and being further in debt just to say I got a new car. Stupid. I'm gonna go in with like a little bit of black, same palette, and I'm just gonna hit these corners because y'all know I like a deep edge. I Snapchatted, like, you know, I'm about to go get my car done, da-da-da-da. So I Snapchatted, I walked in, I seen him, girl, he gave me the look, I gave him the look, like, you looking real scrumptious. He reminded me of Supafly. Do y'all remember when Supafly came out, like, recently? Maybe a couple years ago it came out, 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. He reminded me of him, like, he was scrumptious, honey. He was very scrumptious. Like, the way Supafly was in that movie, that's how he was. I'm just going on the edges with that burgundy again, just to make sure that, number one, this is blended, the black is blended, but then also that we didn't lose any of the burgundy, because I felt like we lost it just a smidget. So I'm just gonna go back in and just bring that out. So anyway, I was in there talking to my salesman. He kept looking at me, I kept looking at him. I was like, oh, he's so fucking fine. Like, not a lot of dudes make me weak, but like that one made me weak. A lot of times girls be trying to fake it, like, oh my goodness, I didn't know I was gonna stick with him. Let me tell you something. From the first time you meet a man, you know whether or not you're gonna give up the draws. Like, let's stop playing. We grown over here, okay? We grown. So we can talk about it. I knew on the first time seeing him that I was gonna give it up. Now, how and when I was gonna go about that, I didn't know, but it was definitely in the cards for him. Like, this right here, the cookies is for the bacon. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills primer that I'm going in with, and I'm just using this to cut my crease. You guys know I use it as a base and as a crease cutter because it's just so simple to use, in my opinion. I don't know where my fluffy brush is, so I have to use like this little straight brush or whatever. I'm gonna take the same little brush that I was using for the burgundy. I have not put any more on here, just the excess, and I'm using that to blend out that black into like that white part, so there's no harsh line. If that makes sense. I don't like the harshness of a cut crease. Like, you see how that's like really harsh over there? I kind of like that to be blended into each other. I don't know, I'm just weird. I had never approached a guy before, so I was like, you know, I'm not about to approach him like he's trying to talk, like he gonna come over here and say something. Girl, he did not. But no sooner than I got to my car and I text my friend like, bitch, I had the perfect opportunity and I missed it. He sent me a Snapchat. So I get on Snapchat, I'm like, who the fuck is this? So he's like, well, I've been seeing you for a while. I've been watching your Snapchats. Like, I think I just saw you in the dealership. So I was like, okay, yeah, that was me. Like, what's up? So he's like, well, I want to talk to you, you know, and see if we can get to know each other. At this point in my life, I was not at the getting to know stage. Like, at this point, I'm trying for, like, what you trying to but yeah, that's where I was in life. You know what I'm saying? Big Country had already fucked me over, so we were at a place where anything goes at this point. Like, I'm gonna get what I need and be about. Like, I'm not trying to have no long-term attachments with you. Are you crazy? So in my mind, this is like a little bit of red from that Mind Trap palette I showed y'all from Card Beauty. Told y'all this is probably gonna be a best bet as far as palettes go, but I'm gonna do like a little bit of red here, not too much. But at that time, like, I knew what I wanted. Like, I knew the goal was just to get his draws. Like, that was the goal, because he was fine. But again, I knew that coming on strong for him, because he was already shy, it just wasn't going to go like I thought I was gonna go in my mind. So I had to do what I had to do, which is play a game. Like, yeah, sure, we can get to know each other. Yeah, let's go out, let's have fun, let's do this, let's do that. But in the back of my mind, the goal was to get the draw. Now I'm going in with like a little bit of orange just on top of that. Same palette, just a little bit of orange now. But yeah, the goal was to get the draws. What did they say? I'm trying to see what that be like. That was the goal. So we talked for like a day or two, and then I was like, bitch, fuck it, it's the weekend. Like, what you trying to do? You trying to pull up? Because I'm trying to get the draws. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of this other shit you're talking about, trying to get to know me, and you know, you go to church and all this other stuff. That don't matter. Like, when you pulling up, and with like a little bit of yellow now, and I'm gonna apply that right on top of that orange. Just kind of, like I said, dotting it. Like, I find that when working with mattes, like, it's just like a light tap and they'll start to blend in. Like, you really don't have to do a whole lot, just a light tap will work. But anyway, so we got to the stage. I had finally convinced him. Girl, it took some time to convince this man to just slide through for the one time, okay? So he finally comes over. I have already set the tone, baby. I have the Netflix going. I had the candles burning. Like, I knew what my goal was. I had already told my friend, the goal is to get the draws. That's the goal. I should have known to, prior to invite him over, this is the 𝔼𝕪𝕖𝕤 primer, but I should have known prior to inviting him over that it wasn't gonna go how I thought it was gonna go, because even in all the conversations we had, like, he just came off like such a sweetheart. He's like, you know, talking about God, and you know, he in the church and all this extra stuff. Like, he would text me every morning, good morning, you need lunch money, anything like that, right? So in my mind, I should have known this wasn't gonna go like I thought it was gonna go. But I was like, F it, let me take my chances. The Fenty with the 𝔼𝕪𝕖𝕤 to get the foundation that I want, or that I need in my life. So I mixed those two. I didn't even color correct today. That's how I know I'm a little off today, but that's okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. But anyway, he comes over and we start watching a movie. Now, I am doing everything possible because I kind of want you to hurry up and leave. Like, let's do what we do, and then you get on your way and move on. Girl, it is not happening. It is not happening at all. He is not going for the okie doke, okay? I've tried everything, you know. He'll kiss me like on my cheek, but that is it. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So you guys know, like, when you're cuddling or whatever, maybe y'all don't know, but when you cuddling, like, and a guy's behind you, you normally kind of like push your butt out a little bit. Girl, nothing I was doing was working. He was there, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was up. He was up and it's stuck, but he just would not take that next step. Like, what is, sir, the cookies is for the bacon. Like, what are you doing? So at this point, I'm like, you know what, this just ain't gonna work. Like, you about to go. So he's trying to talk to me. He's trying to talk to me about his day and all this other shit I have no interest in. Like, sir, I was just trying to do the do, and then you leave. So he's telling me about his day, and you know, him be going to church and how the church was and all this extra shit, right, that I really don't care to know. But I think he began to see like the uninterest on my face, and he's like, I just respect you so much. So he goes into like his whole little spiel. I would never do anything to disrespect you, and I just, you know, I feel like we should wait, all this extra shit. And I'm just getting more irritated by the second, because ladies, if y'all know, we demand respect, right? Like, that's a must. But I don't want to be respected all the time. Like, I kind of want to be freaked on sometimes. Like, if I'm being honest, I didn't really need your respect at that time. I just needed what I needed and you to go, okay? Like, I didn't need your respect. But he's like, you know, I just don't want you to feel like I'm disrespecting you. If we do take it to the next level, I will not feel disrespected. I want to take it to the next level. I will not feel disrespected in the slightest, okay? Because this, to me, was just going to be my little conquest. And, you know, I was going to have you under my belt, and we were going to occasionally do some things. But now you want to make it a little bit more serious. I'm not for that. I wish you would just understand that. Should have seen me. I'm like, no, it's okay. Disrespect me. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. He's like, no, I just think we should pray about it. Come on now, we ain't got to bring Jesus into what we doing. Like, why we can't just do what we do and I pray tomorrow? Like, why? Y'all should have seen the look on my face. Like, it was nothing else I could do at that point. And he's like, well, can we just finish watching the movie? No, I want you to leave, okay? I want you to get out because I envisioned this going completely different. And now I'm frustrated, I'm irritated. He's like, no, don't be that way. Let us just please, like, just talk about it. No, I don't want to talk about it. So he wound up leaving, right? And the next day, I told my friend, I said, bitch, I've never encountered a man who, you know, men nowadays, they don't turn down no hoo-ha. So I was like, I'm not really sure what to do, bitch. She's like, no, maybe he really is just into his religion and maybe not wanting to do that. And I'm like, that's cool and everything, but I wish he would have told me that shit instead of you coming over here. Like, you could have just let me know that wasn't nothing gonna pop off, because that was totally on the agenda for me. So the next day he texts me. He's like, do you mind if I come over? I was like, nah, I don't mind, but like, in the back of my mind, I was like, I hope he get what's about to happen. Like, hopefully this go round he's gonna be ready. Girl, when I tell y'all he was ready this go round, he came through the door like boom. So I was like, yes, it's getting ready to happen, right? This is the what is this? The Fenty setting powder I'm about to use to set all of my highlight. But anyway, we get real hot and real heavy, right? Real hot, real heavy. He done came through. He ready. We didn't even get to the part of taking off our clothes, but here he go again with this shit. I'm just so conflicted, and I don't know if I can do this. Like, sir, you called me. I did not call you. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, okay, because now I'm irritated again. So I'm like, well, what is you gonna do? Like, you gonna have to make up your mind, love. Like, you can't keep coming over here and getting me all hot and bothered, and this ain't what you want. And he's like, I just don't know. Are you sure this is what you want? And I'm like, hell yeah. Yes, this is exactly what I want. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't know if I can do it. So at this point, like, I'm trying not to be irritated. Like, pretty much like a guy, you know what I'm saying? Or a girl changes her mind, she don't want to do it, and he frustrated. That was me in that situation. Like, I'm trying not to be frustrated, but I'm really frustrated, and I'm ready for you to go, because now you playing with my emotions. I'm literally doing everything y'all like a dude would do. I'm not gonna look at you differently. Like, no, it's okay. Like, you know, we grown. If this what you want to do, this what you want to do. Can't nobody tell you that you a hoe for doing this. I'm literally trying everything, y'all, and it is just not working. He is just so conflicted over here. I'm like, sir, you fight these demons and I'm trying to get some ass. Like, this is just not going to work. I just realized I did a look similar to this, but that's fine. I'll go in with like a little bit of green on the bottom to try to spice this up a little bit. But whatever. At this point, like, it just ain't working. Everything that I'm saying, he just not coming out the drawers. So I'm like, okay, how about you just go home, you know, you get your mind right, and then I'll call you tomorrow. Like, I'm not upset. Kind of, I'm telling y'all, like, I was a dude in that moment. I'm like, no, I'm not upset, love. It's okay. Like, just go home, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. You know, I'll call you and make sure you got home safely, and we'll talk about it. Girl, I call him the next day, and it goes straight to voicemail. So I'm like, okay. That's fine. Maybe he's just having a busy day. Besides, I have other hoes to play with, so that's fine. So, but I noticed that he kept viewing my Snapchat story. So, like, every time I would post, he would view my story, but then, like, you wouldn't return my call. So I'm like, okay, ain't nobody got time for this shit. We just not gonna talk. And then he would post on his Snapchat, so I'm like, you playing with me. But whatever, you know, like, we gonna let you have that. That's cool. So I hadn't heard from him. And then all of a sudden, maybe like a couple months, maybe like 6 months, 7 months later, he reaches out and he's like, so you never called again after that first time? Bitch, you never returned my call after the first time? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, I just felt like you didn't care, and maybe you were just trying to have sex with me, and that was it. And I just felt like, you know, taken advantage of First of all, we didn't actually make it to the bedroom, so I couldn't have taken advantage of you. But yes, that was that was definitely my intent. So I'm like trying to, diffuse the situation. I'm like, no, I mean, that's not what happened. It's just, it kind of happened. Like, okay, I'm going to use my LA Girl Perfect Precision Pencil. I've already finished up my eyes. I just put a little bit of green at the bottom and put some mascara on, as well as my lashes. They are drying, so give me a second. I also added like a little bit of gold shimmer to the inner corners as well, just to kind of give that like a little bit of pop. But yeah, we're gonna go in with like a little bit of brown liner and just line these lips. But yeah, y'all, he tried to have a whole conversation with me about respecting myself, and there are so many men out here that would respect you. I know it's a lot of them who don't, and you feel like you just have to do this. No, I don't feel like I have to do nothing. I did it because I wanted to. Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, girl, I just told him, like, listen, we on 2 different pages. You trying to find your wife. Girl, he even invited me to the church. You trying to find a wife, I'm just trying to find my right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody got time. I was trying to add you to the roster. Like, I'm not even kidding right now. I really wanted to add you to the roster, but you're playing around, and this just isn't gonna work. He's like, I just feel like there's just so much respect. Click. So I no longer have time for it. Like, just because somebody wants to get them some does not mean they, don't respect themselves. They could totally respect themselves and just be in a situation that fucked them up. And personally, I was in a situation with Big Country who fucked me up. So I didn't want a relationship. I was not looking for a relationship. This was a cleanse for me. Alright, I'm going in with the Nude Embrace from Maybelline. It's the lipstick. Do you know how awkward it was to walk into the dealership and see his ass after that? Like, because he still worked there. It was the weirdest thing to walk in there and still see him, like, hi. No, I just wish things could have been different, Maybe if I would have been in the right headspace. I mean, he seemed like a good guy. Maybe he was. I don't know. I wasn't really trying to find out at that point, though. Because my ass do need taken in church, honestly. Like, I do need to be in somebody's church. I mean, I believe in God. My faith is very strong. But I do need a pastor. I'm going to take a little bit of my Anastasia. Y'all know I like a glossy lip. Although I think like the matte looks really good, I just like a gloss on my lip. I would have to say, like, there is nothing in my life that I feel like is a huge regret. Do I feel like I could have done things differently? Of course. There's a lot that I could have done differently. I feel like I probably, being hurt, I feel like I may have ran off a few good guys, but I feel like I needed that, in order for me to get back to being the woman that I know I could be. So I had to go through a little phase, I have so many stories because that time in my life, Lord, what a time to be alive. Okay, so a tip that I kind of knew it, but I didn't really understand it, y'all. Like, that has really been helping my makeup lately, is to allow your makeup to bake, especially if you have oily skin. If you don't have oily skin, then you do not need to bake. But if you have oily skin, the longer that you bake, the better, because it kind of just like sets everything all in place. So I've been baking longer before I actually wipe off the excess, and I don't get as oily as, quick. Does that make sense? I don't get as oily as quick. There we go. Okay, yeah. So when I'm baking a little bit longer, my makeup kind of lasts a little bit longer while I'm at work too. So I'm going to finish letting this set. I'm going to go do my hair, and then I'll come back. We'll finish up the look together. Oh, excuse me. But if you guys have made it here, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys. Alright, so I've done my hair, changed my clothes. Now I'm just going to blend all of this into my skin. I don't do like a swiping motion. I actually pat it until it's blended into my skin, because what's the point of setting if you're just gonna wipe it away? Okay, so I'm gonna use like an orange blush today. It's not really a blush, it's an eyeshadow. This one right here is out of the Juvia's Place palette. It's the Nubian Glow palette. I told y'all in the last video, I know she is sick of me because This is the only thing that I use. That orange gets used on my eyes. It gets used on my cheeks. Like, I know she's tired. I know she's had enough, but we're still gonna use her. Alright guys, so here we are. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I kind of wanted to just take a moment and let you guys know that you are beautiful in every single way. I know that some of us make mistakes. A lot of us make mistakes. It's not about the mistakes that you've made in your life. It's about how you recover from those. Don't ever let anybody shame you into believing that you're not worthy. Okay, there is somebody out there that is going to love your dirty draws. So live it up, mama. Have a good time. Enjoy your life. You only live once, so let's live it up. Don't let nobody shame you. Don't let nobody make you feel like your life should be embarrassing. Any of that. I keep telling y'all in every single video, this is a no judgment zone. If you feel like you need to judge somebody, if you feel like you need to judge me, good boy. This right here is for the real. You know what I'm saying? We've been real since day one. We're gonna keep being real. But I love you guys so much. I gotta go because I had to take my kids to go get donuts. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Bye.